reserves. And for what purpose does the gentlewoman from Virginia rise?
Rise to speak to the amendment.
And
yield myself as much time as I need.
The gentlewoman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This amendment is a solution in search of a problem, as there is currently no effort underfoot or planned to require the use of zero-emission vehicles as part of official travel. But the term zero-emission vehicle is very broad, broader than just electronic vehicles. It includes some hybrid electronic vehicles, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, and any new technology that would replace fossil fuels currently or in the future. And it also would ban things like bicycles and sailboats. And this amendment is written so broadly that if someone went to a rental car company to rent a car and the only thing available was a Tesla, they might not be able to get reimbursed for it, which I don't think is something that we should be micromanaging the Department of Defense, how it does its transportation reimbursement policy. Again, this is a solution in search of a problem. But this is part of House Republicans' broader attack on any effort to address climate change, and they want to divorce climate action from readiness. But we have heard time and time again, particularly from leadership in the Navy, that climate change has an impact on readiness. And the Department of Defense is a contributor to climate change. And so any effort to reduce the reliance on fossil fuels, any effort to reduce the carbon footprint of the military should be rewarded, should be encouraged, and not proactively prohibited in such a broad way that is counterproductive. With that, I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman reserves, and the gentlewoman from Virginia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Speaker, one thing that we have learned in Virginia is that an all-encompassing approach to energy policy is smart, that it is good for national security, that is good to have energy independence here, and that includes electronic vehicles, that includes wind power, solar power, and not just a myopic view that the only fuel available is fossil fuel. I grew up, I'm a child of Generation X, so I remember Schoolhouse Rock basically saying, energy, we're going to use it all up. And the more we can move to renewable energy, that's just good common sense. It's good energy policy. It is good transportation policy. It is good for national security. But again, no one has said to anyone in the military, you can only use a zero-emission vehicle. They're not planning to do it. This is an amendment in search of a problem that is counterproductive and could cause harm unintentionally. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlewoman reserves, and the gentlewoman from Virginia is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We can agree that we want our service members to focus on their job and be ready to do their job, and we know that climate change is having an impact on readiness. We have heard it time and time again. As temperatures rise, it affects our service members. As sea level rises, it affects our Navy. We got Navy Station Norfolk that is going to be subject to multiple major storms every year. And when it rains, there is a street that goes right down the middle of it that floods and bisects the naval station in two. We cannot keep our head in the sand on the impact of climate change on readiness. They're directly related. We need to focus on how to fix that, not look for solutions to problems that don't exist. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield back.